This week's episode of the Meet the Brave podcast is powered by Northwest Pizza and Pasta, where if you think the pizza is good, wait till you try hands down the best wings in the valley. Nobody does wings like NWP. Order now online for takeout and delivery to save time. Today's podcast is also powered by Uplifters, Black-owned domino company. You see it right there. Happy to announce the collaboration between Grand National and Uplifters, just to bring some life to the party as we still try to figure out what's happening in this pandemic. You can play within your bubble, just a little game to keep the motor skills running, keep the family in tune. Order your domino set this week, but Uplifters also has their own too, so make sure you cop a pair of theirs and get the GN collab with them coming up very, 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 very soon. Today's episode is also powered by the REEF Studios, where we are filming from live today, Oakland, California. OG Jaron, Brian Simmons, myself, three brothers that came together to provide a space for the creative community, man, and give everybody a hub to record, whether it be your songs, audio, your bands, multi-track, and your podcast, your voiceovers, you name it, we can do it. Tap in, follow the Reef on Instagram right now and get more information on how to inquire about studio time. And lastly, but not least ever, today's episode is also powered by Let's Bubble Productions. Our brother Lex on the mic, on the boards, on the camera, always making us look good and bringing you grade A visual content to the page. Also a dope storyteller and filmmaker, man.
Yes.
Let's get to it. It's Meet the Brave podcast. I'm Monty Draper.
I am LG.
Lex, B-U-B.
My brothers, how are y'all feeling this Sunday?
Love.
Yeah.
Right, with DJ Monty out here.
Hey, don't say it. I will set up.
Yeah, Monty brought the turntables out just now.
Come on, man. Don't do me like that. I had to run through it.
What was your drop?
You want me to be real, son?
Mm-hmm.
Be real, son?
Yeah.
The nigga tried to kill my father. The nigga tried to kill my father. Can I be real, son?
Bro, it was so important that you had to say that shit twice.
Oh my God. No, that's so funny. No, I didn't, you know what? I didn't have a drop. I didn't even get to it, DJ and Days. Shout out to my big brother Travis, DJ Opie. They took me, so on my visit to SOU, my host was Josh Mack and Matty Cow. And then they threw a party at the homie Austin's house. And then the party migrated from the house to the vinyl, G, where the roof is mad low. Mm-hmm. And they snuck me in, but it was random because it was like a black mark. So the homie had a fucking Sharpie in the middle of the car and just wrote on the back of my hand. It was like the easiest shit ever to get in the club. I remember that being hilarious. But that's where they took me to on my visit. And then I end up going there, and like the first few weeks of being at the school, we go back to that same club. And I go, and it was just something about it. Like because I've been DJing since like fucking 5th grade or whatever, but had never really considered doing it past that point. Get to the spot, I'm like, man, I damn near want to DJ again. And shout out my brother D. He goes to talk to Travis, and Travis is like, yo, man, come next week and we'll try you out. Like, it was that easy. And then very next week, I show up with like notebook and all kind of shit, just hella prepared. And he was like, you actually showed up. Because people get faded and ask him all the time, but just never show up. And here I am. I showed up and shit ready to go and never looked back. And then eventually got the SOU radio show. And that was like at the beginning of HBK. So they were recording at Chief's house. Shout out my brother Chief. And literally they would record. Sewer Pilo would send email me the song. And I would play that shit on the radio like within the span of hours. Like they would make the song, send it to me, and I'd just play it on the SOU radio show. And shit, fast forward to, 10, 12 years later, we got the pod, Grand National Radio, and everybody's like, yo, the mic, and it's like, bro, I've been doing this shit my whole life, and grateful. So it is a story. But the mix this morning is inspired by some of your folks, some East Oakland like legends been tapping in, and I had to be honest. I was like, yo, like the era y'all talking about, I wasn't outside. Like sick. I wasn't outside at all. But they're talking about exactly what you said. It's like, yo, this is the height of that era. G, I tried to tell him, I was like, yo, I be on 90th and Bancroft like every other weekend, and
nothing like it.
nothing like midnight striking and it'll go like everybody go to the window and just sitting in y'all front window and the sideshow start up and down the block. And this is like, that's what I was telling him. I was like, yo, this is like when the grills was in the speakers, so fucking Guapole and the Bobby V and fucking the Wayne song and then the Lloyd and Wayne song. Like it was them specific songs that was like mid-tempo but black, and then it was all the other shit that was like being curated in that. So all the Mac Dre releases, this is the team like sort of figuring they shit out, like that whole little era. It's like
the team three times,
man.
It was so many, man. Like it was a great fucking time. Like I just remember like getting action in front of the crib and a sideshow breaking out. Like in the middle though, like fucking windows foggy. You gotta fucking
see what the fuck is going on.
You gotta see what's good. Next to you know, bro, everybody right there with you, bro. So you just gotta be a part of that shit.
Be a part of the mix.
It was nothing like it, because the cool part about sideshows is that 90th was a staple of it, and the way cops would do it is that they would come in and like try to shut that shit down, but really it's just a relocation, you know. So like you go over there, you go over to the 70s, you go over to 98th, you'll go down further towards Ben's Burger. So like it was multiple locations that it just kept relocating, so it was more so like an all night deal.
Yeah, it was just spots.
There was no way to really end that party. You know, it's just a matter of like just showing face, basically, is what cops was able to do. But you weren't about to stop the fun. Like the only thing that would stop the fun is that if something broke out, which was very fucking rare. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't so much that there was a fear of your life when it comes to, that's always a thing. But you know what I mean? But the biggest thing was that this was something that was being created out of thin air. Like no, there was just word of mouth. Like it was no fucking, you ain't putting no flyers out, ain't none of that shit. It's literally people just pop up and everybody looks at that shit, shows the fuck up with they whip, pull that motherfucker out the garage, and we there. You know, like there was no conversation about it. It was just a feeling.
That shit was like, cause that shit may have been happening in the Rich. It just wasn't happening nowhere near my house. So but you knew every time you stayed at L in them house, like midnight on the dot. Like it was the most impressive shit. And it's like, oh, they about to go up. And you could just, and y'all front window was so massive, you could just sit in the window and watch that shit. It's one of those visions that'll be with me forever. But most importantly, like the soundtracks to the shit. Like at they house specifically, y'all house, Auntie's the red car was where I heard Missy for the first time. Y'all house is where I seen Hi, My Name Is for the first time. Auntie's car is where we listened to fucking TQ on repeat for God knows how long. They Never Saw Me Coming. The Bourbon, when the slap got put in there, all that Keek shit, all the Mac Dre shit, all the Squad shit, we just got done playing. Like it literally set the tone. I was thinking about Auntie this week. Happy belated Auntie.
Happy
love you dearly. Don't ever get it twisted for 1 second. This art shit, this music shit, was 100% cultivated at your house. it was just like, it's like, oh, that's your shit, huh? Because Auntie, like, she let us rock and let us do our thing, and then by the time niggas fall asleep in the car, you wake up to Donnie McClurkin playing Fred Hammond, like straight gospel, like gospel when gospel was still.
I used to get my hair braided to Purple Rain.
Man,
like the movie Purple Rain.
Man.
We'll be watching fucking late night like surgery shows and fucking Purple Rain. Like there was no, like it was just literally it could be one extreme to the other. Like it was covering all bases. 4 a.m.
Nah, it's so dope just to be insulated by, I don't know, maybe. And I've been meaning to have that conversation with Auntie. I wanted to have that conversation with Ted before he transitioned. My dad, shout out to my pops. He's taking care of business right now, man. I cannot wait to see him. But there are a few individuals that, coming of age, I would 100% identify as artists, and I wonder at any point in their life, or even now, if they identify as an artist first. or no? What would you if you had to guess from unless you've had this conversation with your mom already? Would you think she does?
Bro, like
I can't think of anybody more creative than your mom.
my mom's creative as fuck.
It's fuck.
I don't know, because I think that era, a good amount of it was just like what the opportunities were. I think my mom not tried, but she actually full throttle did a lot of things.
Yeah.
But the ultimate thing was just like having to be able to like
To
take care of
provide
kids.
and-
You know what I mean? So
absolutely,
like that usually came first and foremost, like whatever by any means.
Yeah.
So like a lot of that creative shit does get stumped.
Yeah.
But it didn't stop creation being all around. You know what I mean? Like regardless of if there was getting paid for it,
Yeah.
it was a matter of just oozing out of the fingers and the feeling of the individual. I mean, I remember, I wouldn't say it on mic, but I remember certain like creations that mom's made, like inventions, you know what I'm saying? And like the ideas that she was jumping off, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, those ultimately like not making it to the light of day or whatever, but to see just the thought process though, and the frame of mind and the art, you know, like I remember being a kid and drawing all the fucking time. You know what I mean? Like everything was fucking drawing, and me getting pissed off at Kai about like fucking using my drawings as like his like coloring book and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, and that was all stemmed from just mom's just like keeping the area as like a safe space of just fucking creation. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just a lot of shit.
I'm almost positive I wrote my first rap on 90th too. Like
Good spot.
I'm almost positive. Wrote my first rap there. The first time I ever, if it wasn't where I wrote it, it was the first time I ever rapped it for anyone. Like, because it was just like one of those things wasn't walking around telling everybody I wanted. It was like a secret. And then Jason, one of Stanley's little cousins, pulled up and was like, "Yo, like, who you little niggas can rap?" And it was like, "Yeah." Just like start busting. It's like, "Oh, you know, you rap for us." Like, now I've been trying to figure this whole thing out. But just remember everything in and around that spot. But especially your mom. Like, I don't ever remember, because adults, especially at that time, tended to project in a real strange way. The world to beat you down in that way, and in hindsight, I'm not even mad at what was taking place. I'm more so empathetic to it. But whatever was happening in Auntie's life at the time, at least to me, she never projected, you know, any sort of defeat that she may have been feeling from wanting to express herself. She never projected that shit onto me. It was always mad support. So it was like...
Well, there was a reason for that. Mom's upbringing was, like, she was kind of like the black sheep. So within her, like, her thing was that she would never, the way that she was raised, she would never be that fucking strict about, like, I'm gonna tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna have you. Like, it's just more important for you, like, to figure that shit out.
Yeah.
Is what she learned. You know what I mean? So that's why, like, everything that she did made it a lot harder on herself. But it was for a reason. For like for the younger individual that you're raising, for them to have a type of space where there is no setbacks. You know, like nothing that's holding you back. Which is the same thing for myself. Is like fucking made my life a lot harder by doing certain things. But it's also I have no no attachments to like telling me like what things should be. You know what I mean? So like that's it's a reasoning. Like it was a reason for that type of setup.
And I want to say, I tend to group Auntie Carla, Auntie JJ, Auntie Rissa, my godbrother Britton. Like I tend to group them as far as like influences and inspiration. And again, they fully may not identify as creative, but they're some of the more creative people that I know, in shaping an independence of like just what you fool with, like what moves you, what you into. But to me, they always had the absolute best taste when it came to certain shit. So it was like always just pulling. I don't know how we got on this, but we playing Squad, and it reminded me of just like different soundtracks. And
I told you this shit. The morning that after the playlist that Money gave us, we were not gonna hit our play. Like we weren't gonna hit our script.
Oh yeah, my bad. We got a schedule.
We said we weren't gonna get our script done because of the way that Money started this morning.
We got a schedule, man. Auntie, we love you. Happy birthday. Happy belated.
53, yo.
53, man. Damn. Love you, Auntie. Shout out Lex. Thank you. Make the pod it looks so dope. Like even I get excited when people hit me, be like, yo, man, it's just like I get so many just random one-off texts, DMs or whatever about the show. And then being invested in watching the YouTube page grow too. So right now, if you're listening, go subscribe to the YouTube page. Look out for the episodes, the full visuals, the drop, and the clips and everything. Subscribe, hit the notifications button, comment, engage in the community. The community is building, y'all. We got new merch on the way. We got a lot of stuff on the way. So just continue to tap in, meet the brave, follow the IG page. But that's our brother Lex. On the visuals and making us look great. Shout out to my brother Push on the boards, making it sound great every single week. Yeah, we do have a lot to get to, but we did start off talking about creativity. Fuck, we could go to creativity, but we did is cheating hereditary conversation. I don't know how much y'all got hit up this week, but I got hit up a lot about that in particular.
I got hit up a lot about that. And I got hit up a lot about how L said your dick should be.
Kyrie.
That shit was insane. Like, I had people hit me like, hey, L's a genius.
It was brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. It's like, that makes sense. Let's see if Nate hit me immediately and had something to say.
Yeah, buddy.
See if he picks up.
He sent that message, right?
Yeah.
That was the message.
That was it.
Okay.
Yep. Here now, but you guys saw the message. He'll call back, but he what did he say? Hot take: cheating is not hereditary; it's genetic. Humans' only job is to reproduce. Therefore, the urge is like eating. To abstain is like fasting. Possible, but going against genetics. LOL. Get me on the show ASAP. I love Nate. Like that's really been one of my homies since like third grade. And just watching his evolution and his growth. He's one of my favorite artists for sure. But I thought he made a really good point. And a lot of people chimed in, and people felt other ways. Obviously, any of the thoughts that were like removing the obvious like comedy and like fun. No, just the fun that we were trying to have around the conversation.
Yeah.
It was hard to really entertain those because it was like so emotionally driven. And then on top of it, it was like it was removing like the actual like. The actual conversation. It's like, nah, we're having a true conversation. So when Nate came with actual facts, it's like, yo, let's have a different conversation about that. Did y'all have any conversations throughout the week in regards to the cheating conversation that may have swayed you one way or another, or made you go, like anything?
Nah. Like I said, everybody was too busy hitting me, telling me about how much of a genius L is. I was like, damn, I can't even send people some way. It's like, why you tell me tell me I'm a genius? Fuck L. L already know he a genius. That's why he said that genius shit.
Nah, that's love, man. But like, yeah, the cheating thing, no, I'm glad Monty brought that up because that's a great conversation for the community to have. Mainly because the conversation that we don't talk, the things that we don't talk about enough that tends to get like pushed to the side or is taboo to talk about is anything in and around sex, you know. And the more conversation you have about sex, the more comfortable you are in these conversations.
Yeah.
Which takes you out of the realm of like the fuck ups that people be having.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like all the mess ups can be avoided in a way if you have more conversations in and around it. Relationship wise, just if it's something for fun, if it's something for, you know, like your emotions are involved, there's a learning experience involved. You know what I mean? Like there's so many different ideas and nuances and conversations to be had around sex. So like I'm glad that type of thing is talked about responsibly, because like joking is great, like it's a good time or whatever, but you can also hide a lot of things that you could have learned in joking. You know, like you joke so much that you never really get to the nitty gritty of shit. So I'm glad that we were able to have a conversation that was jokes as long and also like informative. So that's always important.
Nah, that definitely. I thought about it. I actually thought about it a lot and was
Shit.
more so grateful for the conversation with the women that it all spawned. Like that, I thought that was really dope because. I don't know, man.
We've been saying we want to sit down with some women, yo.
Nah, we've been saying that for a minute, and gotta make it happen. We'll be intentional about making that happen, just for the sake of dynamics of the show. I do really, really appreciate the type of time the women that I've had access to have been on, from a clarity standpoint, an insulation standpoint, a support standpoint, but also. Just the type of time and you know, reevaluating what the dynamics are between man and a woman, as far as hetero relationships go, in a black space, and no longer trying to tether ourselves to the dynamics of the Western world, i.e., white folks.
Side note. Oh, my bad.
No,
and I hope you keep your ID on that one, but this is super side note. It's gonna be so fucking far to the side. But my ass last night watching Us. Do you know that this man built Us from that fucking commercial in the beginning? Yeah. Like I know you was watching that commercial, right?
Yeah.
But literally one line in that commercial made that entire fucking film.
Damn.
From back in the day.
Damn.
Like, from back in the day, he made that entire film from one line in that fucking PSA to the entire world. That shit was, I'm sorry. That was... No, but I got that from the tethered idea, though, because that in the commercial, they talk about the tethered idea or whatever. That nigga made that entire film off of that one line.
It's not that far, because the conversations that have spawned based off that one topic that Lex had is exactly how these, you know, at least for me, these impactful pieces come about. So like One Night in Miami, for example, it's looking at a particular moment and instances of influential people's lives. It's not trying to tell all of Muhammad Ali's whole fucking life, and then that way you get to pick it apart and go, well, they could have did this better. It's like, nah, fam, like, this one idea is gonna spawn this one instant, and we're gonna run it up in this one night of events for you. And we can do callbacks, give or take in the story, but it really is true. Us is really one night, basically.
Yes.
You know, and it's like, that's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? And it allows for so much freedom. So I'm really inspired by the creatives that are taking that on. And as far as the cheating hereditary conversation, I thought that'd be dope to do a really, you know, try to tell a story within it and humanize all parties involved. You know, whomever is the cheater, whomever is the victim, all these in all the different aspects, and tend to humanize all of them, attempt to humanize all of them, and tell a story. We're watching Breaking Bad. It's again for me, Teen's first time seeing it, and I'm going, and she's having these moments. I'm like, damn. It's like the character, like, for as much as Skylar,
does it hit for the first time? Like, does it hit for her for the first time?
She loves it.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
she loves it. I can't believe how much I still despise Skylar and her sister. Like I thought.
Oh, it gets worse.
I thought that I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna hate them again on the rewatch. No, they're just as despicable in the rewatch for sure. Like it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Did they not play like the suburban white women to a T?
Oh, they nailed it. Oh, they bodied those characters. Like they got that shit down in. Yeah, man. I like how much you despise them means that they're doing their job.
Yeah.
And that was the moment when I was like, because remember they used to do the after show shit at the end of like the last 2 seasons. I think they started doing it for Breaking Bad, and she was on there. The actress
They
that
did
plays
Breaking
Skyler.
like they did The Walking Dead, like the talk shit.
I want to say it was
okay.
it was either just the last season or the last 2 seasons.
I think it was the last 2 seasons. Because
Okay.
remember, the last 2 seasons were kind of like supposed to be one season.
That's
Oh,
like,
they broke it up. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
when
yeah.
is that when like from when they robbed the train
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
when they shot the little. Oh, my bad, but when they did the little kid thing.
Exactly.
Okay, got you.
From there.
Okay.
They start doing the after show. Vince Gilligan and a few of the writers, and then the actors.
Was it the same guy from Talking Dead that did the talking for the Breaking?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was a different. I could be tripping though.
Because I know he ran it up after that. Like he ran up to the point where even when he caught the case from like the shit that he was doing behind the scenes with like
He got caught up in the Me Too shit.
huh?
Brett got caught up. In the Me Too
What?
shit?
That nigga was in there wilding.
Oh,
but
wow.
they had him come, like he took a hiatus and then he came back to the show and people that were on the show quit because
they brought him back.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like
That's
it
crazy.
was a wild thing, but he ran that shit up still.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, that I was thinking
But he's
about
so
it.
good at that shit.
She was I remember vividly her talking about getting death threats and all the hate tweets and everything about, and she's like, yo, the fact that y'all feel this way means that I'm bodying my character, but damn, this is a little egregious, don't you think? Like, and I was like, damn, she's got a point. So I remember having that, but I'm like,
Bro, getting death threats for a character you're
it's
playing is nuts, so.
It's crazy. Shout out to that actress though. She's
Definitely.
amazing. Everybody in the show. I will say, where shows that were that impactful don't age well. Breaking Bad has aged. Granted, it was only 5 years ago, give or take, but I'm still gonna go like, yo, that shit aged fairly well. Because watching it again right now, I'm still like hella engaged. And then I think it also helps being like in the middle of Better Call Saul. And remember, I had the stupid take of Better Call Saul is fucking with Breaking Bad. A ridiculous take, but Better Call Saul is an amazing, amazing spinoff to a show that was that successful, and they're not attempting to make you another Breaking Bad.
Nah.
I think that's what I meant to say, but I said it dumb. Let's stay with art. I'm gonna try to frame this without sounding like an angry.
And y'all didn't watch The Little Things?
The show, The Little Things.
No. With Denzel?
No.
Okay, never mind.
That's the new movie. The new
Yeah.
film. No, I haven't seen it yet.
Everybody,
Little
everybody,
Things or whatever
everybody
that show.
definitely watched that.
Little Things. Attempt to have an.
I'll just say that while we're on, like, so before we get to that,
No, go.
because I have a topic on that one, and
On the
since
movie?
somebody watched it, but bro, what the fuck does Jared Leto look like?
Like, I don't know if he has short hair or long hair.
I don't know what the fuck he actually looks like. Like, I've never seen him in
That's
real
not
life.
okay. Let's not do that. Like, cause you thinking what's the Suicide Squad or whatever, and it's like nah, he's hella characters before that, and he plays the same dude for dumbass films before Suicide Squad when he sort of becomes faceless. Or am I tripping?
Nah, he's always been faceless. He's been faceless, and I don't know what Tom Hardy's real voice sounds like.
That's fair. The Tom Hardy one's
That
fair,
too.
but I'm not giving y'all the Jared Leto.
Tom Hardy has the craziest English accent. It's nuts. But
I'm not giving y'all the Jared Leto shit. No, I feel like he played the same nigga for like a decade prior to like having his like breakout shit.
my nigga,
'Cause what's his
what
breakout?
does he look like now?
Okay.
Because like, bro, this nigga looked like in that film, he looked like fucking Skeletor. Like, I don't know if you're like it, the changes that he makes, I do not get it. Like, that wasn't.
Oh no, he's
just
committed.
fucking
He's
makeup.
committed. He's committed different.
Huh?
I think the only person that was ever committed like him is
Christian Bale?
Christian Bale. That machinist shit still to this day
Going from
blows my
machinist
mind.
to Batman.
Yeah, that still blows my mind.
He at least knocked off 15 years off his life doing that shit.
Yeah,
You think so?
that machinist shit for sure.
You think so?
Yeah. And just the way because you do know he ended machinist, and then what they say in a month and a half he went into Batman.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, fuck.
I didn't know it was that
That's
soon.
a lot of.
It was
That's
like-
a
I
lot
didn't
to
know.
put.
It was
That's
like
a lot
a
to take
month.
away and then put on.
Yeah, it was like a month and a half, 2 months, and then
That's
he went
what
into Batman.
what's the name club, the Matthew McConaughey shit? What is that film called?
Oh,
Breakfast Club.
Not Breakfast Club.
Nah.
Something
That's the only club I know.
something club.
Where he's super skinny in there?
Yeah, but he was saying he was running from
Thinner.
this nigga just saying shit though. He was running from wherever he was staying to set every day, running there and running back to lose that weight because it was like over a period of time that he had to become the character. The character had AIDS, right? Yeah, so it was like, damn.
Bruh, think about who played Joker?
He?
The-
No, our Joaquin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
an apple a day.
Oh, that's right. That was Apple Day was Joaquin. Yeah.
An apple a day. That
For
is
for
crazy.
Joker or for
For Joker.
Oh yeah, when he was doing that shit,
'Cause
that
to
shirtless
get-
thing, when he had like the
Just to
morphing
get
his body and stuff.
if-
That shit
just
was
to
crazy.
get that skinny
Yeah.
for the role.
When he was
And-
doing that thing in the mirror, that shit was sick. Like when he was like messing with the back and stuff. I didn't know
Yeah.
if that was like that was wild.
Okay, we now L's fucking me up because now I can't even think of those films, but I feel like Jared Leto was the same person for at least a decade.
Nah, bro, I don't know what Jared Leto looked like. Somebody tell me.
Yeah, you're bugging. You're bugging. This nigga was the same nigga forever.
All right.
And then I think I'm used. And he was in. It's Dallas Buyers Club. He was in that movie too.
Look at Jared Leto.
Requiem for a Dream, American Psycho, Fight Club.
Look at Jared Leto's last 5 films and let me know what that nigga look like.
Panic Room. That's what it. Panic Room is one of the ones where it's like his breakout.
Yeah.
Panic Room.
Yeah,
He wasn't in Panic
he
Room.
was absolutely in
Like
Panic
I said,
Room.
what the fuck does Jared Leto look
See,
like?
that's the
He was the one that got shot? Like early?
yes.
He was the one that
But
got
then-
shot
but-
by the main dude, right?
By the main, yeah.
Oh hell no! I didn't know that was. See, I didn't know that was Jared Leto.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what I'm saying. What is Jared Leto could walk in this room right now and I wouldn't recognize.
You cap. That's cap.
All right.
That's cap.
Okay.
His film, damn.
But shout out to him though. Like, shout out to everybody that was on that cast. Like everybody did their thing, but the main 3 actors, like they did the Academy Award thing initially for a fucking reason. Like there's a reason why those 3 actors have an Academy Award.
So my question to both of you
It
film
makes
buffs,
no fucking sense how great their performances were in that film.
star-studded cast, either the highs are really high, the lows are significantly low. They never do the middle like B movie that's just like, it was all right. It's usually like extremely great or extremely bad. This one you going. This one made sense.
Yeah, it was mainly scripting though, because I feel like it had a lot of freedom for them to be them within it.
Mm-hmm.
It like not giving away anything. It's basically LA noir, so it's basically them. It's everybody on their detective shit with like tracking down a fucking supposed killer, and what they're like trying to figure out. No, not trying to figure out, but the fact that there's like we had the conversation last pod about you being a workaholic. So you being so like when you're a detective, you being so wrapped up in the fact that you have to catch this killer by any means, even if it's not the correct killer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have to close a case, and you end up losing out on hella shit. You end up losing out on family, losing out on your own health, all kind of shit. Just all goes down the fucking toilet when you are wrapped up in being right by any means. You know what I'm saying? So like it's an interesting take on LA noir. So yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I have that on my list of to-dos today. As far as films go. Highwaymen, I made it through finally. I wanted to see that from the time I saw the trailer.
Highwaymen?
That's Costner and Harrelson. Yeah, same 30. What is it? 1930s. That they're trying to catch Bonnie and Clyde or whatever. But they're the retired, like, sort of removed old Texas Rangers that got to come out of retirement type shit. And it's just like, I don't know. I'm a sucker for them kind of movies. And when you put two motherfuckers with acting chops like that in the same film together, and then the supporting cast is a ridiculous, like, star-studded cast. You like, bro, these movies can't fail, or they shouldn't at least. So I'm curious as to what because Costner's Costner for a reason, Harrelson's Harrelson for a reason. Denzel, Jared Leto in the movie, you go on paper that has to work, but there's still those times when they just don't quite work for whatever reason. And I'm trying to understand better what that is. It's like, just as a storyteller.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that would be an embarrassment on the writer, because I feel like on the writer side, you may have had these particular people in mind, but since you have them, you didn't. It's not crutching it, but I think that you do try to work way too much into the smallest of moments when literally they can just be on the screen and show why they are who they are, as opposed to you trying to write them into a certain position.
Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I kind of think it got to do with directing.
See, that's where I was going. I wanted to say director too.
Directors and energy. Because
They do be fucking it up. Yeah.
like, even after you write a script, it's like the person that wrote it, unless the person that wrote it is the director, they don't really have no more control over it. Like, there's actually a person hired that's supposed to make sure that they keep the story of the script. But if a director's like, nah, that scene really don't need to be here, then that scene can be gone.
Yeah.
But I feel like when it comes to directors, and like you said, when you got people like that, how much do you really need to try to control what they doing? Mm-hmm. And how much do you just let them go? Like in The Irishman, when they're sitting at the table and it's like Robert De Niro, it's like three of them. They're sitting at the table.
De Niro, Pesci.
Yeah, and they're like sitting at the table they're sitting at the table and they're talking.
Uh-huh.
And Martin Scorsese was just like, all right, you guys know your lines, but whatever you guys want to do right here, kind of just let it go. And that's why if you watch that scene, there's a point where they kind of go off topic and they talk about something that's just like off topic. It sounds like a real conversation.
Yeah.
But that's because they chose to do that. And then Martin Scorsese was like, yeah, just do it. You guys know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But some directors, they want to prove that they're the director, so they don't let people with the chops just do what they need to do.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too, though. But I was thinking more so like writers that are the directors. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Yeah.
So how much? But I only place I challenge that is like, how much is Scorsese gotten to learn that over time, as opposed to did he start off trying to like hella insert himself in his early films? Would he have gone like, nah, that ain't how I go?
Exactly, but that all comes with time. It's just like you rapping and you're breathing.
That's real. And it's just really dope to see. It feels like one of those things that's such a nuanced balance, but it's dope. I not only asked that because, again, as an attempt not to sound like an angry, bitter artist or what have you, the economics of creativity is becoming way more apparent, way more of a thing we have to understand. So Kendrick and Dave Free start pgLang. Cole and them start their production company out on the East Coast. Tyler Perry opens his film studio. Issa Rae's opening her studio. Kev on Stage is opening his studio. Lena Waithe and her partners have opened up Hillman Grad. All these black creatives are going, nah, fuck that. Robert Townsend has been doing it forever. A lot of black creatives have been doing it forever. So the ones that I didn't name, don't think I'm just like not fucking with you. It's just like, it's just really dope to highlight the current ones that are thinking from an infrastructure standpoint as a means to sustain it. And we'll talk about Dallas Austin on 85 South Show too, because he sort of talks about how Atlanta built an infrastructure for the industry as opposed to just being artists. G, you had the pgLang Calvin Klein commercials. It's what art should be. It's corporate, Calvin Klein's one of the biggest companies. Them and Tommy just have the same distributor, whether people know that or not. But they've completely relinquished the creative to pgLang as not just the hired contracted talent. They've hired them as a creative agency to go do your thing.
And looking at them things, I feel like that changes the entire brand.
Yep.
Like it brings them into today, which is fucking interesting to even talk about with Calvin Klein. But them things was super fucking impressive, bro. Like I have nothing else to say but how impressive that those things are shot.
Yep.
It feels like videos the entire time, but like
Yeah.
it's great, you know. Like it's flawless in a way for me. And it was interesting to see like the different creatives that have lent their talent to it. Like, is it also kind of like a Rock Nation type deal, or is it just like individuals?
It's slightly it's
Like streamlining, like are they just connecting the individuals to the product or whatever?
It's slightly
or
different.
are they a part of pgLang?
slightly different. Where pgLang is a house for creatives, they do have artists, Baby Keem, Brent, like
That's a hell of a lineup already.
already, and then there's people that are not naming. But
Oh, and what's the name from Europe? Jordan.
Okay,
Jordan. What's her name? Jordan something.
I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah. Great singer.
But what is
The one that Drink was singing about.
what is attempted to be done is, so what happened? So let's pull back the curtain a little bit. So Calvin Klein, Tommy Hilfiger, Adidas, brands, right? They have an allocated budget for a project. They go hire a creative Jordan Smith. They go hire a creative agency. Jordan Smith or Georgia Smith?
Georgia Smith.
My bad. They hire a creative agency. Usually, those creative agencies are headed by white men and women, for the most part. And these brands, in the more recent years, have gotten a little bit more aware of their demo and who they need to engage with. Not necessarily sell to, but activate in order to be able to sell. It's a difference. And what has happened is that these agencies have been able to contract a Kendrick to come curate the soundtrack for Black Panther. Or you could just hire my production company that I just started. And we can see it through from beginning to end, and we don't have to take a percentage that the agency is going to kick us back when the agency gets the whole budget. Also, that the agency is hiring me, or I could just start my own agency. And y'all could just hire us direct as opposed to having to have this middleman.
Unteach Productions.
So, I think...
most fire videos.
See what I'm saying? But it is a true... It's the equivalent of the tigers who normally occupy the rainforest of Mexico being spotted in parts of fucking America now. Where it's like, wait, what are they doing? It's like the rainforests in Mexico are being burned. Ain't really no food. It ain't the most conducive habitat. We're gonna head north. We're gonna reproduce and figure this shit out. We're going to adapt. We're going as artists. We seen what y'all did to rock and roll. We see what y'all did to jazz. Seen what y'all did to R&B music. We can't allow this to happen. And I don't know how much of conversation has been had where there's unity and like collaboration, but fuck, man. Shout out to Issa for putting hella people on. Shout out to TDE for putting hella people on. Shout out to Cole and Dreamville for putting mad people on. Tyler Perry put mad people in the game. It's black folks that's giving up the game as far as like building infrastructure, building industry in your respective regions, and going fuck having to move to LA. Fuck having to move to New York. Fuck having to move to Nashville. You can do it in Atlanta. You could do it from the Bay. You could do it from wherever you are.
Wyoming.
gonna see. We gonna see. It's just really something to be said for building industry. Dallas Austin was on the 85 South show and spoke at length about his rise, him, Jermaine Dupri, and their connection and their connection to Organized Noise and working in the same studios and testing their songs at the skating rings. And it's just like, oh, every time he said something, I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
I met him last year, or 2 years ago, at A3C. And he's taking questions. And as a fan of him and Dre specifically, their early work, you can hear how much they were influenced by the Bomb Squad. And so I just like, yo, talking influences, like, was it Dre or Bomb Squad for you? And he was like, how you know that? It's like, just as a fan, you can hear what the Bomb Squad attempted to do with Public Enemy was just like they took all these dope ass samples, all these James Brown breaks and these different Bob James breaks, and just mashed them shits together. Sometimes they wouldn't even be in the same key, for crying out loud, but they worked. Where Dre and Dallas showed up, they're doing the same shit, but at the very least they're making it fit, or they're having session players come replay it to where it felt like something. And it's just really, really, really dope to hear him talk about getting fucked out of his first deal, essentially, and making sure that never happened again, and that it didn't happen to other artists. And I don't know. I just thought it was a really, really dope conversation. And shout out Los and Clayton English. We talked about, was that last week? We talked about Clayton being one of the funniest motherfuckers. Like,
yes.
G, did you watch this week's episode?
No, I missed it.
Oh my God, them two left together because I think for where Carlos and DC make up and for like physical comedy to keep up with Los, Clayton intellectually might be fucking with Los. Honestly, he might. So it makes Los works harder and be funny.
Completely.
So watching Los be funny from beginning to end, because he's competing with Clayton. Because Clayton don't take no jokes off
At all.
and you like, bro, this shit is hilarious. Like it's, and then Dallas was hella funny.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
then
was.
Dallas
That's what
couldn't
made
stop
it.
laughing at times.
That's what made it tight because his jokes were actually landing too, and I was like, oh, this is fucking epic. But it's just dope watching black folks talk history, talk current history. Dallas get his flowers. Him then give his flowers to Clayton and Los in 85 South as an entity. This was really dope dynamic. Did you have anything specific from that conversation that you wanted to highlight?
One of the things that I want to highlight, because it kind of, for me, connects back to the REEF, was him talking about his studio.
Yeah.
And he was like, we got Short in one room. We got George Clinton.
George Clinton in another room. Eric Sermon.
Yeah, Eric Sermon. He's
Yeah.
like talking about how, like, I made the studio and made it so people could come here and collaborate, hear what the other person's doing so they can raise their shit up.
Yeah.
And, everybody can feed off of each other.
Yeah.
And when he was talking, the only thing I pictured was what you do here with the REEF.
Yeah. Nah, man, that means a lot. Because lately, with the pandemic, not being able to perform and go earn money in other ways, it's been like, yo, well, make the studio. It's the studio. Start having clients. It's like, dog, like that's not what the shit was built for. Like it was built because I know in a ridiculous amount of talented people that don't have a consistent space to sort of meet up, trade ideas, play your music, get info, come collab, whatever that is, and again investing in IP, right? So yeah, nigga, we could Joe Schmo off the street that has a budget, but I tried that shit, man. Niggas is trash for real. Like that's not even being like trying to be like funny or anything. It's like, no, niggas really suck at making music and think they're dope, and because they got budgets, and some of the nicest cats don't have no budget. Not right now because it's not the way it's set up. The Bay Area doesn't have an industry or or any way to insulate talented people. So let's be that. Let's invest in the future and see what the fuck happens. And everybody loves the Grand National shit. Season 1 was recorded at SK. SK was a part of that process, so the studio time setup was different. He was like, yo, y'all come record, I believe in y'all. Salute to SK at Slapwagon and putting that play together. And it was like, damn, man, SK really looked out and we put together something special. And off of that, the REEF was done by then, so BTS was done here. Like it's just really dope to see how much B Simmons got fired. Me like so many. Jane's new album sounds fucking insane. Deuce's record sounds crazy. Like so much of the new music is being made in between these two studios where it's just people who care about talented people finally having a consistent space to develop and to build. Kariga, Reeg's new shit sounds nuts. Like it's just people just constantly working. So thank you for saying that, Lex, because I was watching that going, I didn't even make the connection to the REEF. I was just like, I just been having these moments where in the middle of the night somebody will call for something and I'll be able to just roll out the bed, drive back downtown at 3 a.m. and come do what I need to do. And instead of being annoyed that I had to do it, being fucking grateful that I could come to a space, edit, get some work done, and not have it be held up by, oh man, I can't let you into this. How much you needed it? Nah, this is my shit. Yeah. This is our shit. We could do whatever the fuck we want in terms of like making sure our stories are told the way we want them to be and that we're represented the way we want the Bay to be represented. And I'm proud to say that shit it's having an impact. There is a shift. Quality is through the roof. Ian Kelly just fucking dropped Kells is Dead on Jamla. So there's this thing that happens where, oh, they sleeping on me. They doing this. It's like, and sometimes that shit is true. But let's take that out of the equation. Because it's something I had to work through. They not sleeping on you. You just got more work to do. But then, for all that they sleeping on me shit, you finally get your opportunity. And most motherfuckers get their opportunity and go, oh, the work's done, I can rest now. Ian gets signed to Ninth Wonder in Jamla Records. Salute to Jamla, Rap, GQ, Eric G. That whole, they got some other shit going on. Crisis. They got some other shit going. That is grade A exceptional black art that is changing the world. We already knew they were special when they signed Q because Q's different. Like, can't nobody do what Q do. So it's like, damn, that's a big look. They got Q. Kells gets there. You're like, damn, that's big because we know Kells is dope. But it's dope. It's great that they know he's dope. What happens to you in the system? So plug and play. He's in the system. Champion comes out and it's fucking fire. You're like, damn, I wish more people got to feel it or whatever. But it's such short thinking when you start thinking like that. It's his first release on the label, for crying out loud. It's not, give it some time. This isn't 1993 where your debut record sells $1 million. This ain't that. Times have changed. All right, cool. Now it gets a release date for Kells is Dead. Bro, we sitting here and played that record from top to bottom, and I just like, I never been so impressed in my life, like sitting that close and going, oh, you out of here. Because you didn't make an excuse once you got your opportunity. You actually turned up. Like, that nigga doubled down, start hustling like crazy just to have income to be able to pay for studio time, send records back and forth. Him and Eric G, Knife, Zenon's got a beat on it. Like, watching him put that record together and be as resourceful as possible is some of the most amazing shit to ever witness, and to be so immensely proud of how beautiful that record is. The visuals look like some nigga. Like, you like, oh, this is different. Yeah. This ain't no rap shit. He's a star in the making, and he bet on himself and had the support from his label And it's when all the parts start clicking. You go, this is really, really proud. So Kels is Dead is out right now. Buy it for real, but stream it and listen to it on repeat. Watch the videos. Follow First Name Ian on IG. An amazing record. Got a joint on there called Repaired. Hopefully that visual will drop soon. It's some of the most beautiful shit you'll ever see. Just watching people do that. No, I don't know how we got there. There's a point to that.
Dallas.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad I got to say it though. Whatever sparked me remembering that. I'm glad I got to say it. Building shit. That's what it was. Black folks building shit. That's what it was. P talking about the Clubhouse shit. I thought I was bugging and wasn't gonna rant about it, and then you put it in your notes, and I was like, hallelujah. Yeah. What did you? Can you give the listeners the gist of what he was saying and how you processed what he meant?
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, that's kind of the thought process with the whole Clubhouse thing, anyway. But basically, what P was talking about was that I'm still thinking about Q as, but anyways, good job Q on Jama. But what P was mainly talking about was like the idea that a tech company or a tech idea, so something that venture capitalists put money into, which is something that venture capitalists do. So venture capitalists just put their money into multiple pots and then just see like what booms, and then that's where they just start flooding their money into at some point. So with this particular idea, Clubhouse came about. Clubhouse was created early on. I think the idea behind Clubhouse was for them to pass information amongst each other, right? Like, wasn't that the idea? Like, it was something that allowed them to basically get online with each other and have these conversations with each other, just to pass ideas amongst each other without, like, being able to invite individuals to do this shit so that the public would not know how information is getting passed. And then it grew to something that, like, our community ended up jumping on, that would then run the number up, and now the valuation went from being, I don't know what the valuation was initially.
It's over $1 billion now, though.
But it's over $1 billion now, valuation. And he was just saying that now, like, look at you guys once again, making somebody else
go build somebody else shit.
making somebody else rich. Like,
that don't give a fuck about you.
Like, went in there, made it hot, and they was just talking about, like, if a black person made that shit was hilarious when he said that, but it was true. Yeah. It was a cold truth. Like, the cold truth is sometimes funny. Let's talk about, like, if a black person made Clubhouse, you'll be talking about what the fuck is a club. Like, it's not a club. Like, Facts. So why are you calling it a clubhouse? Like, like the excuses that you make when it's a black person involved in it, when it's one of your people, you know what I mean? And then how you just so effortlessly just jump on board,
invest in
all kind of shit,
time, and not even really invest, because you're not getting a payout from it. You just there because it's lit, and it can up your status. So
time is an investment,
man. And it's this fucked up conversation in and around status. Salute to the Hope class for entrepreneurs, Nana Court Smith, KFD, the whole crew at 510. I encourage anybody to sign up. It's such an honor. I'm only 2 weeks into class, and I didn't have my ass kicked both weeks in terms of things, identifying weaknesses within myself and shit that I have to address. But one of the conversations been having that just resonated so loud. It pertained. It lent itself to this, and just and how we identify the different fallacies and whatnot. So I'm watching Clubhouse, and then having these conversations about status, and how much more value status has for the collective group of black folks than actual wealth does. Like, status versus actual wealth, like shit that can actually change your life versus something that is just perception. And it's a complete mind fuck, because you're like, wait a minute, fam. Like, and then it's as simple as like, yo, the things that you've acquired versus what your bank account say, and how precious these things are versus like your balance in your checking or your savings or what have you, or even assets you may have tied up somewhere else. And it was just like, it's like, damn, okay. And the concept is like, yo, who you are at your core is who your business is. And trying to partition the two is just goofy, because it's like, oh, you think you're gonna be a shitty person and then run a great business? No, that's not how that works. It's not. And I'm watching the Clubhouse phenomenon, and there's a room that Joe Budden was hosting where it was a black inventor that was helping. It was something in and around content management and the payouts or what have you. It was something very, very specific, like a very niche service that would have been beneficial to creatives and would have had better payouts than Instagram, than YouTube, what have you. And the amount of questions and the ringer that they were sending this man through, that they were justifying it and going and telling him straight up to his face in the chat room that they were asking him that because he were black. And his whole point was, but y'all put y'all content out for free on IG. And they were like, yeah, but our likes and our engagements and our followers and how much money I generate through. And he's like, and you could hear the defeat in his tone, because he thought his main selling point, like if he were on Shark Tank, he would have led with, well, y'all give it away for Instagram and whatever on free. Here, I'm at least letting you retain, and here are the splits, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And what he thought his tagline was gonna be was the shit that was having them getting the crowd in the room more hysteric at him.
Yeah. They were doing the job for them.
Yeah.
Like, without even knowing it, you are the foot soldiers for these large companies. So P makes that point. You put it in the chat, and I'm going, Wall Street is the biggest gangsters for real. Big time.
Cause they not gonna let you niggas get money for real like that.
Hey, no bullshit. That had me take all of my investments out. Like, I sold all my shit. Off the principle of what Robin Hood did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was complete bullshit.
G, and this is not a knock to you. This is not a knock to no one. Because I'm glad you actually did something. I'm glad you actually had some action behind it. Everybody else was just talking, and my confusion is in and around wealth doing what wealth does. This ain't, oh, everybody gets some. This is not how that shit work. And so what made me proudest, what made me happiest is like every function we went to, every party we went to, even every meetup we went to, somebody was trying to put somebody on about stocks and investments. We went to Vegas when we were finishing Blood Ties. Freak and I went back for the release, and we went and had a meeting. We went to meet about something completely different, and the whole meeting turned into Freak leading the room in and about investments, and I've never been more impressed. Never been more impressed, because he knew his shit. And shout out to the Reddit gangsters, you know, doing their thing, going, oh, we can beat the system, because they can. The system is mad fucking vulnerable. Somebody did it, and they're like, nah, y'all not gonna get money cheating, because we the only ones that can get money cheating. How you think this? Nah, this don't work like that for y'all. And I have a hard time being mad at folks doing what they do, what they've been doing, what they always gonna do, versus going, all right, we hit a lick. Now that we see what time it is, can we not just put our bread together and not fuck with them at all? But it's like, nah. Back to P's point with Clubhouse, it's like, it's these little lessons don't be enough for whatever. And I'm like, yo, when is it gonna be enough for the majority? I'm not even asking for everybody to wake up, but I'm just asking for the majority to wake up, come fuck with your people, because there's plenty of bread for us. There's plenty of opportunity. There's plenty of creative ways. I'm not talking about investing in no fucking rappers, fuck that. I'm talking about generating actual wealth and building actual systems and infrastructure and curriculum and education to really shift how our dollar is distributed and then how it's grown. Right? I don't know, man. How did you clearly felt the way because you acted. Can you walk me through the timeline? Because I know what my timeline was, and I was just watching it. Mm-hmm. How real time was all the information for you in comparison to your actions and shit, and what you eventually ended up doing?
I mean, real time. The actual like the whole GameStop thing was whatever. Because of course, like I'm not one of the billionaires, so I wasn't short stocking the idea. So like I wasn't on that one. I did have a initial idea just about AMC before this whole thing took place.
Yeah.
To put money into AMC off the simple fact that I knew theaters were going down, and I thought of AMC as a large enough brand that if it ever recovered, that AMC would be the one to jump off with.
Fact.
If anything was going to happen. So like as theaters were downtrodden and going out of business, AMC was a big enough brand that if there was just a shot in the dark on a company, it would be AMC. So with that being the case and having bread in that and that shit shooting up, that shit was dope. Even if it was like something that was like fake, you know what I mean? Like which is a lot of this shit is you can't see it anyway, so it is what it is. But that shooting up was dope. It was a lot sooner than I thought it would be, so that was dope or whatever. But to stop it because of like how everything was going or whatever was interesting to me and was a good time to pull out, but was also eye-opening on just playing the game in general, because my idea has always been that I get it, like the like investing in your own and doing that and other, like it's a great idea, but the thing about it is just like the some of the fear in it, you would say, is that people have been down for so long that when you finally start to come together and invest in each other, some of the corruption that can take place from being down for so long. You know what I mean? So and when you're dealing with like everything you got, dealing with corruption is a little bit different in a corrupt situation already. I'm not talking about new corruption. I'm talking about this thing has been corrupt for hundreds of years, you know what I mean? Like the time has been endless on corruption on that one, but at least you know how corruption plays in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can play around with that one. You can play around with the current rules, the current rules in place. But on this particular situation, man, like even if it was foul ball from like the lower going up, it was still something like, okay, now what is your play? You know what I mean? Because if you've been corrupt this entire time, what is your play now? And if your play is just to halt and change as far as like regulation goes, then it lets me know you pussy for real.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And like
because y'all the last niggas that want more regulations, because y'all been fucking
you feel
around.
You feel me? So you real pussy. Like I knew you was pussy, but
you just confirmed it.
You confirmed the pussiness in it. So let me pull this out.
Yeah.
Let me take the winnings that I got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then see where I want to take it from there.
Yeah.
But that part right there was was my last piece like I needed as far as like understanding wise on like just who I'm dealing with. You know what I mean? Like because I've been getting so many clues throughout life on who the fuck I'm dealing with. You know what I mean? But like it's not a matter of like how many times can you touch your stove until you realize that this motherfucker's hot. It's not that. It's that, nigga, I've built up a level of fucking, touch a stove all fucking day and understand how hot this motherfucker is.
Yeah.
But is this motherfucker me? You know what I mean? Like, is this stove as bad as I am? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like how it, like the tug and pull that we're having. And in this particular situation, it was like, oh, y'all not. And that shit, I don't want to say it hurts my soul, but it's more so like, it's like, bro, like, cause y'all been bluffing for so long.
Yeah.
Like the bluff is nuts to me. So it just makes you pull your shit out and then think a little different.
But you said it. Money ain't real.
That's not real at all.
No.
Money ain't real. This proves it, right?
Yeah.
Like if people didn't believe it before, this proves that. Lex, no?
Yeah, that's how I looked at it. I looked at it like, oh, now that I feel like whoever they are, they're like, oh, you motherfuckers found a way to get this type of money. Let's pause real quick, and we'll figure out a new way to make a different type of currency. And that's where my head goes.
So
Money's not real. But money is real to people that is in the process of making money. You know what I mean? Like people that are on a come up, that money is very fucking
Very
real.
real.
You know what I mean? But to them, money's not fucking real. It's just bro. The cold part was fucking the owner of the Mets. Like him going through the shit that he was going through because he started receiving death threats because he's one of the billionaires that was short stocking this GameStop situation, and the fans and like the people that follow the Mets or whatever was getting at him about can he pay the payroll for the Mets, you know, with this latest, you know, little thing, whatever, right? And he was like, yes, I was pissed off. I'm pissed off about it right now. Like he was emotionally driven by this little situation because it shorted him. But bro, he's worth 14 billion. So like it was like in the moment of him like overreacting to this day that he lost money on, he snapped back into it and was like, "What? How do you figure that the payroll has anything to do with the toilet paper I just lost?" That's the way that he snapped back into focus on that shit, right?
Yeah.
That's how money is played around with. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it isn't for like the billionaires. Yeah, they're pissed off, whatever. It's only because they've never lost. You know what I mean? So that's what it is.
So
They've lost, but they haven't. You know, lost when it was a short thing. They have never done that. This was a fucking short thing for them.
So for me, this entire pandemic, and I haven't said this because it's still, even to this day, as I'm about to say it right now, it does feel like a thought I need to be responsible with and responsible for and careful with, but I can't help but keep feeling like the pandemic is a direct attack on new wealth, and by that I mean
The poor in their eyes.
yeah, like
Because new wealth is still the poor in their eyes.
Exactly.
It's the same thing as the Great Gatsby. Like you dealing with the nigga that just got money, still is somebody that you can emotionally fuck with.
Yeah.
As old money. Like you can still you can still press buttons on new money.
Exactly. And so that's what I'm having a hard time with as the pandemic unfolds. From LA and their mandates, from the new CDC shit, it's like the CDC is mandating that masks be are mandated on public transportation, airplanes. I'm like, that hadn't been the case. Like, why is that just now being mandated now? If nigga, I didn't flown through the pandemic and you had to have your mask on. So I thought. So now it's actually mandated. What the fuck is going on? And in LA, you can't. They're back to outdoor seating, but they can't have TVs on as a means to not have people congregate as a direct response to fucking the Super Bowl. What, fam? What's going on? Because it still is the which vaccines to get, what is it down at Dodger Stadium? They were offering fucking vaccines, and and a bunch of right wingers went and blocked that whole shit off, so they had to shut it down. What the fuck is happening, people? None of it makes sense. And economically, there's only a few people that are protected from an insurance standpoint and just being able to earn, but all the people that was getting it off the grid technically, and it's a lot of this entertainment money that the government have a hard time keeping up with and accounting for if we being real about it. So back to the initial conversation.
The only reason why people was getting life in prison when it came to when weed was not legal was only because there was no way to get money off the people that was getting money away from normal work. Like it has nothing to do with the drug. They made a war on the drug, but it has zero to do with that. It has to do with you making money without them being able to get money from you.
That's it. Did y'all watch the new crack documentary on Netflix?
No, I haven't seen
that. So y'all probably like, bro, how many more of these do we need, right? I imagine that's kind of the thinking in and around it.
Nah, the trailer looked dope. I just haven't got to it.
When y'all watch it, so let me tell myself then. My thing is, I don't need to watch another. I didn't seen all the shit. I'm watching Snowfall. What more can you tell me? Bullshit. They figured out a whole nother
economics.
But even that, to a certain point, I thought I understood the economics thoroughly.
How thorough it is.
It's so thorough. Now they got the CIA agents sitting down telling and being hella casual about it. Oh, we needed to fund the war, so we got some dope from Colombia, we got some from here, and we dropped that shit off in the States.
It's the laws that are created around it. You know what I mean? Like that's the cold thing about The Color of Law. Like the book The Color of Law is them breaking down the laws that were created in order to fund these ideas. Yep. You know what I mean? Like in order to make more money from the government, they had to put these policies in place that would therefore work against the disenfranchised on this one.
Yeah.
So like everyone that was getting swept up, all these black families that are ruined, the fact that black families for the most part will be living in the ghetto, close to a plant that is eating away at their health, like all this type of things, like all these things that have come to play. The fact that you look at a protest the way that you look at a protest if it's black, as opposed to it being a right of their own for like what went on at the Capitol. You know, like there's a reason why these mentalities are in place, and the reason why it took bro, the fact that the FBI had to put out like, do you know these people when they have them on camera? You know what I mean? Is them still trying to fight against themselves because it's worked into play that it wasn't supposed to be them.
Yeah.
It was cold looking in the mirror in that particular situation.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like people like there were staff that lost their lives because they would not take out a person that looks like them.
Yeah.
It was either you or me, and I chose to be the fucking martyr in this situation.
They still hesitated, and
he who hesitates is lost.
When a kid has a cell phone, it ain't even a thought. I just seen another video of a grown ass cop slamming a teenage black girl.
Hey, Jay told you, man. Meet the parents, man. He who hesitates is lost, and you lost in that motherfucking war,
bro. This shit, and so forgive me. I know COVID is killing people. This isn't a direct attack at COVID. This is a direct attack at how disgusting ass Gavin Newsom
what's
is.
What's the old saying, man? You can walk in the street and get hit by a car, fam.
Man.
Bro, what are we doing?
Somebody still got to answer for our annual flu fatalities, our annual overdose fatalities, our annual drunk driving fatalities. Like, it's a whole bunch of shit we have to directly respond to as a means to fucking shutting down the world and stopping people from earning money, which then is causing more deaths from overdose, more deaths from domestic disputes, more deaths from fucking suicide, more deaths from alcoholism. Fam, what is going on? I feel like that's a fair fucking question. And then when you see goofy shit like Wall Street, which Robinhood and the influx of users is a direct result of motherfuckers being at home and trying to find other means of income, then you go, we're going to shut that down too. I'm sorry if it feels connected, people. This is crazy.
Yeah, the power regulation coming. It might be already here.
Come on.
Like, yeah, they gonna do something with this Wall Street shit.
Come on.
But the next target is gonna be this pod and shit because
100%.
like they were giving away
100%.
free game.
100%.
They don't like the giving away the free game.
Hey.
They can't keep up with it.
Hey, glad you
There's
said
more
that.
people listening.
Glad
There's more people listening. There's more people taking action. They don't like that shit.
I'm glad you said that. For all our listeners, prepare. Be it. We'll have once we get it completely fleshed out. There will be a shift in how you have to access the show. This is just as a means to protect freeform documentary and speech as well. Hold on, we got a special guest. Coco, you on the podcast? Don't say nothing crazy.
Hey y'all! Happy Sunday, fam!
Hey.
What's up with you, Mo?
I just wanted to know if it was just grits. That's it. My bad. My mind is playing. It's look.
Hey, don't call
I
the
have
show.
a menopause brain. My brain is on menopause.
Don't call
my
the show
brain,
to ask about no grits, fam.
But my brain is on menopause, y'all. Y'all know I'm 53. Did I say my age?
We just said happy birthday to Auntie Carla, so we know how old you is, cuz.
I'm 35 though. I'm dyslexic.
Feel me? Let them know.
I love y'all. Peace and blessings on this Sunday. What's good?
Yeah,
LG.
Love you, man.
Love.
Love. Let you be. When do I get to come on and do my own show?
When you gonna come on?
Me and Goldie, me and Carla, we gonna come on and do
that'll
this
be an
together.
epic. We should do a mom's episode.
Let's do that. All right, I'm out.
Love you.
All right.
Love y'all.
Love you.
That'd be fun.
That would be.
That'd be hella fun. Nah, man, I didn't mean to go down a wormhole.
That's a good wormhole though. Like that, I know that was the topic of the week or whatever, but there's a lot of fallout from that. You know what I mean? Like it's interesting what the next wave of shit is going to be after the veil, like the veil is off. You know what I'm saying? So I
swear to God, if niggas if they open the world tomorrow and niggas go back to doing it how they was doing it in March 12th of 2020, I'm a snap. Because this shit is this world is America's disgusting, absolutely disgusting, especially California. But you said that was a topic of the week. I had some shit that almost ruined my whole 31 years on this earth happen to me.
Shit.
How do y'all pronounce Aniche?
Like that?
It's called Aniche, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's called NYC. Look at it. Look at how it's spelled.
No, it's not.
It's called NYC. I almost kicked the table over.
It ain't NYC.
Hold on.
Is that what the inventor said?
Hold on. No. I'm about to fuck y'all up.
At what point did it switch over to Nietzsche?
No, that's what black people do. Top ramen. Top ramen is not top ramen, by the way.
We gotta put some sauce on it.
Oh, we put sauce on everything.
Oh man, we got to dress it up.
You can't just say. Hold on, Hold on,
bro. Like, I just never thought that it would be. No, that's not NYC.
It's
not.
It's NYC.
No, it ain't.
Look at it. Okay, y'all sound like me.
No, it ain't.
Y'all sound like me defending it.
I'm not going there with you.
Y'all sound like me defending it. That's crazy.
Since we give it out.
What up, Monty?
Janelle from Uplifters. This is Monty Draper, LG, Lex BUB from the Meet the Brave podcast. So you were on air.
What's happening?
Oh, what up with it, fellas?
We're going to talk about the dominoes here in a second. However, I was trying to walk the guys through having my life ruined this week, thanks to you. Tell them Aniche ain't Aniche, fam.
Aniche is definitely not Aniche. It is NYC.
No, it's not.
No. Still lying.
Bro, hey, tell them how much disbelief I had. They sound like me, don't they?
Yeah. People, I'm ruining people's lives with that one. Culture will never be the same.
It never.
No, real life. Like I'm looking at the word right now, and I still don't see NYC.
Bro, hey, we got you on the phone. We did an awesome shoot. We got awesome commercial and an awesome shoot for the Domino collab between Uplifters and Grand National. Just real quick, while we got you, can you because I could run down the history and I'll have you. We'll sit down for real and really build. But can you talk more about just the inspiration culturally in creating a domino league, domino company, and just an overall collab, a company where groups and people can collab and make just dope shit all through and through.
Yeah, man. So with the dominoes, I think we all could relate to this as part of like our upbringings. But I mean, dominoes is kind of like the intersection where we sit down with family members and friends and just talk about what's going on. And it's an exchange. And really, it's an exchange of game. So the game itself that we're playing with the dominoes, you know, scoring and everything, but like putting each other on game. It might be history that we're learning from family members. It might be the politics of what's going on in our community. All of that happens on the domino table. And so with the domino sets, I wanted to really highlight that and then bring it back to the community and really try to honor that history. So the collabo with Grand National is like a reflection of that. Y'all are a pack, y'all are a community. And I think with Uplifters, we wanted to celebrate that with you guys. So yeah, man, it's gonna be really exciting once these domino sets get out, and then we start to play some games with these sets. Man, people are gonna be really, really feeling them. Like the shoot was beautiful. I'm excited for this collabo. It's the first collabo that I've been able to do with the brand like y'all, and it's truly a testament to like your faith in me when we met. Like we met playing dominoes, and so. I'm really excited for it. This is just the beginning. There's going to be a lot of cool things coming. Me and Lex have been talking. Me and you have been talking about what we could do with the bones. So people are going to be really surprised about what we're going to do.
Yeah. You got a question, G?
Yeah. When do you anticipate there being this time where you can sit down and play with these dominoes?
Are you calling me out? Because we can make that happen anytime. You know.
Nah. But I was thinking more so like on the public front, like thinking about like with the pandemic and everything. When do you anticipate?
L was prevalent at our
time for us to put these you know the skill on display.
Because L was always with me at the Kingston 11 nights too.
Yep.
So yeah, we missed those nights.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think we all understand like the circumstances we are with this virus that's around. I think once it's safe, we can definitely, you know, put it back out there. I think by the time we all get vaccinated or whenever people feel safe enough, I think outdoors is really going to be the space where we do it. I mean, with Grand National, you could have a concert in the park and we could be playing out there. So I think there's a lot of cool opportunities on the horizon where we can be in the community and be celebrating again. So
this is another question.
My opinion.
This is another question that you do not have to answer on mic, but do you believe that this is for the entire group too? Do you believe that in theory and in the real idea is that you can actually just get the majority of the public vaccinated? Like we ain't gotta get vaccinated, fam. Like you could just get the super spreaders vaccinated, and we'd be good.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's hard. I mean, I think the virus, as I understand it can manipulate and evolve and mutate. So like, I think. While many of us may not need to, I think it's the fact that, like, I guess people's immunities aren't as strong if you're not healthy, if you're not working out and doing certain things. I think that's the biggest reason. Like, not everybody is, you know, on a regimen that allows for them to, like, probably not get vaccinated. So,
Gotcha. Okay.
That would be my opinion of it. I mean, you know, I think we all have our skepticisms about it, especially within our community, but I think people want to feel safe, and I think that this is one way of doing it. I think people are going to still be wearing masks even with the vaccinations. I think that's going to just be a part of our paradigm. Like there's been a big shift in this in the way that we socialize now. Like I think we're much more mindful of like one another's existence and like the impacts that we have on each other.
Yeah. So I got to go back to really getting a good idea from the eyes.
Facts.
I gotta see what the
Getting the
eyes
story.
are like.
Before I let you go, bro, I just need to get it on record because Brookfield Deuce and Kevin Allen around here telling lies. The very first game on the set of the GN Uplifters collab Dominoes, who was victorious? I just want to ask for record's sake.
Man, I can neither confirm or deny anything, but I'm gonna give you that. You definitely got that W.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, bro. I'm glad we got that on record. I will attempt to get those gentlemen to tell the truth, but good luck with that.
Yo, Kevin was throwing so many lobs. That's really why you won. You look like CP3
I
out
cannot
here.
wait for him to hear this. Bro, I appreciate you.
I'm gonna sit behind, huh?
I'm gonna tap in after the show. I got some other stuff for you.
For sure, yeah. And L, let's play that game.
It's already good. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. All right, fellas.
Yeah.
Nah, that's my dog, man. Janelle. He's just doing great stuff. I met bruh. That was probably 3 years ago now. At a pop up, he had just built the custom tables and put the whole kit together. L grabbed one. I grabbed one for my pops. Oh, that's who just called. My bad. Let's see if we can get young E-Baby back on the phone because he just called.
Please leave your message for...
Damn it. I missed this call. We gotta try one more time. Yeah, missed him. Fuck.
Please leave...
Fuck. He'll call back. Yeah, man. So Uplifters Grand National coming very, very soon. Do not miss out on your special edition. And really what it is, wanting to commemorate, to his point, like the community and the celebration and what we're talking about, we're just coming together. We're so much stronger together, but we've been so conditioned to thinking that individualism and doing it alone is the way to go, and there's only room for one. And bro, when I tell you that couldn't be any further from the truth, and when you start to really do inventory and audit the successful entities and the groups, and if you don't want to go hella old school, fine. Let's go most recent. Odd Future, Frank Ocean, Sid, Earl, Tyler, like that whole collective of people that just supported each other and helped springboard one another's careers. And they come back and they work. Damo, it's hella people we didn't name. Taco's fucking a celebrity now. Like it's all these different entities that were in and around that
great Calvin Klein commercial.
That collective and what they did to support each other. TDE, Dreamville. Like these are the recent ones. But if you reach back and you go Funkadelic and you start thinking about Motown and all the different people that there was enough space for, that there was enough money for, that there was enough notoriety. Hey, if you only into status, all them niggas was lit at the same damn time. There is a demo and there is a core of people for you. You do not have to not fuck with your folks because you want it to just be you. That's the goofiest shit in the world. It's so much more sustainable. And it's so much, it's way easier to do it with a group of people. Granted, that doesn't remove the politics, the navigating, the different humans and all that shit. But usually, 9 times out of 10, if it's some weird sort of energy that you just can't address and discuss, it's probably some weird shit going on with you. So don't bring that weird shit to it's hard to work with people, it's hard to collaborate. That has not been my experience from collaborating the pod with my dogs. To making music, that narrative that black people don't do shit well is just it has not been my experience, bro, since I've been doing this shit. All the situations I've had have been with white people. When I started to think about that the other night, I was like, that's fascinating. Since I've been doing music, the easiest people to collaborate and do bust down business with have been black folks. So we got to kill that stupid shit too. On that, in the vein of like collaborating in projects, I'm sorry, y'all, we get back to the show. Smart Bomb and Bandcamp joined forces to drop a compilation for Village Oakland, and yours truly is featured on there. I got a joint from my dog DJ Equip, the other Sal in LA, sent the dope beat pack, and I picked the joint out of there. Soundtrack is on there. Brian Simmons and Josh Iqbal and my boy Nacho on the drum. They got a crazy joint on there. Jada Imani is on there. Nim Sims is on there. Salami Rose. I mean, star-studded of like some of the most incredible artists you'll ever hear, right here out of the Bay. And it was another one of those things where it's like, yo, I get to be a part of this. Stanley Ipkiss. It just, it really is dope to just see so many people coming together in the name of like, yo, we can really do some special shit. And so all of the proceeds donated to Village Oakland, who's doing some really amazing things as well for the city, especially in this time of need where it's really hard to get funding and people to show up the way that they need to show up for the community as a whole. I myself am not an Oakland native, but I couldn't be prouder to be, to start to feel ingrained in like the art scene and the people to reference, when they start talking about the wave of Oakland and speaking about Grand National, and by means being wrapped into that. It really is something to be proud of, because there really is truly some special shit happened. That aired last night. That aired Saturday night, on Bandcamp, and will air again on smartbomb.com for free. So tap in, but also make sure you hit the Bandcamp, the merch store for Smart Bomb, and purchase the compilation and donate too. That's Water for Oakland. Smart Bomb for Village Oakland, and a bunch of artists coming together to make art in the name of just supporting the people. That's that. Yeah. Azua, I can't forget about Azua. Yeah, man. Happy. Where do we miss? Can we go to sports? Did we cover everything else, or did we miss anything you guys had? We got everything that I had. Oh no. Do y'all want to do the T.I. and Tiny shit, or y'all want to stay away from that?
Oh, we can do it.
I just don't know if people gonna fuck with what I got to say. Like,
I think I'm on the same wave with you.
Okay.
You guys are gonna judge me? I don't even follow it.
No, I'm not judging.
No, I mean, my take is that I'm fairly sure in this particular situation that the reason why there is no conversation as far as from T.I. side or Tiny is that there was an NDA signed, and you better shut the fuck up before there's legal action. I think that's what I have on this one. Regardless of like what took place, I don't know what took place, but I think in this particular situation there was an NDA signed on all accounts.
That's what's throwing me off. I'm so glad you said that, because I had not considered that, but that's what's throwing me off. There hasn't been one of those type of. That's crazy to say. That's so crazy to say. But when I say those type of parties, I just mean around quote unquote famous people. There hasn't been one time where there wasn't NDAs at the fucking door, no matter who you were. So I'm curious as to how this is a thing, why this is a thing.
I mean, that's the reason why you can't, in this particular situation, that's the reason why you can't go legal with it. So the idea is that you have to go to the public.
Yeah.
So if you're going to go with the public opinion, it's about how much we're going to allow you to talk in the public.
So that was my take. That's why I was like, I don't know if people are going to fuck with this. So that's my take. If there isn't going to be any legal action pursued, why the fuck do we care? Like, seriously. Because the amount, and this happened yesterday. This is frustrating as shit, but this happened yesterday this happened Saturday night where the Grand National Radio Show, we've been doing a series. Again, this is why context matters so fucking much, too. We're doing a series of just paying tribute to our favorite producers, music producers. We did Dilla, and it was the same weekend that Doom passed away, so we snuck in some Madlib and stuff. Madlib will get his own episode, but it was like a real dope way to pay homage to Doom in the midst of the Dilla episode. After Dilla, we went to Timbaland. After Timbaland, we went to Pharrell. After Pharrell, we're doing Dre on Saturday night. So like, even in the recording process, y'all, I was in here so fucking geeked, because it was like all my childhood, basically. And just talking about, reading the Chronic's liner notes, reading Doggy Style's liner notes, and just seeing who did what, how many people were. It was just really one of those great stories. And sure as shit, posted and get this many-ass DM about Dre's history, what he's going through right now with his wife, what the allegations are, and it's like, fam, y'all send y'all kids to school with fucking Klan leaders, white supremacists, rapists on the schools and all kind of shit. And here you come talking to me about like, and that's not to go justify one or the other. It's like, bruh, like why is everything got to be, and why do black people have to bear the burden of being fucking righteous all the time? When we're just talking about the music. And you come on Saturday night with this fake hotep woke shit. Get off my phone. Get off of my phone. And so to the T.I. and Tiny point, it's like these serious allegations of human trafficking and holding people like bet. Where's the legal action, feds, whatever, y'all go press charges, do what y'all gotta do, but leave the public out of it in this whole smear campaign and trying to wage war. It's like, I watch House of Cards, fam, and I know that's like, oh, that's a show. It's like, nah. People do some twisted shit in public media as a means to try to sway public opinion, gain some leverage for their whatever. And I'm sorry, I just happen to come from a place where I've seen the most stand-up niggas get lied on and have their lives ruined. That's happened before. That's not to say that I haven't seen it the reverse, where people do some sick shit and never be told on. I've seen that too. All of it is true. All of it is 100% true. So just leave the banter and the water cooler conversation in and around some serious shit off the fucking internet. Cause all it does is undermine real victims, bro. That's I feel like that's a fair fucking point to make. But immediately it's dismissed as like victim shaming or something like that. It's like, nah, fam, I know real victims. I can't remember who was saying it the other night. Oh, no, in fucking class. The same conversation we've been having about how many women out of the percentage of women you've dealt with over your life, what's the percentage of them that have been sexually assaulted? And every man is up in upwards of 80%. That's terrifying. So now here we go, because of status, because of money, we got people coming undermining the whole the safe space that is starting to be carved out for victims to come forward. It's fucking sick, dude. I'm sorry. It's a really hard thing to grasp. So the children, there's the children to consider. There's livelihood, how much of their livelihood will be compromised because it is. It's not cool, and if there are true victims of them like that, that's really not cool. But we are stuck in purgatory discussing people's business that just might be into some freaky shit. That was with all consenting adults, and now here we are discussing what's going on in these folks' bedrooms. It's stupid. It's really, really stupid. I hate the internet. That part of the internet. I love the information and all the other shit we can flex and like e-commerce and like how many millionaires and billionaires are being built through it. But this is the part of it that I don't really fuck with, for real.
Yeah, and I also am like making a point to like not really have conversations around situations that I wasn't there for. Like it's a hard thing to do because we do a podcast, so like a lot of this shit is like you kind of have to go by a name, and you got to have a conversation in or around it, in order for people to match up to be a part of the conversation. Like you got to kind of throw a celebrity out there, because that's the one that everybody can gravitate to and know, in order for us to have some real hard conversations, you know, like, so that's I get that connection or whatever, but when it comes to like sexual like assaults and domestic violence, the Wheeler thing was sick too. Like there's not enough coverage on the Wheeler situation from the Seahawks, besides him not being there anymore.
ESPN wasn't even gonna cover it, fam.
Bro, they were trying their hardest not to, bro. Like they was trying to give you the top 10 all Sports Center, bro. Like, hey, if we can give you top 10 at the top of the show all the way to the end, then we gonna do that shit.
If that don't tell you everything you need to know about media coverage, the biases that exist, if that don't tell you everything you need to know, Jamel losing her job, Jamel and Michael Smith ultimately parting ways with ESPN, only
for them to do that shit.
Only for them covering shit in and around the president to become their main source of conversation over the next year and a half. Once they departed, it was just like, come on, fam, what are we doing? What are we doing for real? I'm ESPN. I've been off ESPN though. I've been done with them.
Yeah, no, I was looking at ESPN the other day and I was like, there's a lot of Stephen A on here. Like, yeah, like
who left?
They may not. They may not survive much longer.
Gee, Bo got one foot out the door.
Hey,
quiet as kept.
Bo bingo.
Quiet as kept. Bo got one, and it's funny because Bo is like super anti fucking up the money, and so he be trying to be hella cool. Like y'all got me twisted. Y'all think I'm fucking
back to have, you know? But
yeah, but
these bags on the side are getting larger.
Exactly. So, Bo, you can't fool nobody no more, Playboy. I see what's going on. It's getting less and less. My right time update is getting less and less, nigga. I'm feeling away. You lucky Evening Jones be doing numbers because the right time be like
Evening Jones is about shit, bro.
The right time be so inconsistent now. I'm like, bro, this shit crazy. What's really going on?
Everybody needs an Evening Jones just to get your shit on.
Nah, facts. Tapping into Evening Jones.
But yeah, like with the T.I. Tiny shit, it's just hopefully everybody, if whatever the situation is, hopefully it all gets handled the way that it needs to get handled. And like there's no innocent bystanders that get taken out in between that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a thing. So like if the shit is true, then they should be held up to whatever that situation is. But if it's false, then then that shit is scum, and folks gotta stop doing that shit, bro. You gotta stand on shit. You gotta apologize publicly too. Like the same way you brought that shit to the public, you gotta apologize publicly.
No, you don't. It's just gonna go away. It's just gonna go away.
No, I'm saying like that's the way I feel about like domestic violence folks, like the folks that do like the domestic violence shit. Like if you beat on your girl, your penalty should be you gotta go toe to toe with niggas that feel a certain type of way about that shit.
Yeah.
And if you beat the first person, this is gonna be a Royal Rumble of just like the next person comes in. You know what I'm saying? Like
they'll always come with this sick like, but you go.
My head,
it makes sense.
I'm picturing like, so the dude win the first one, and then the music just dropped. And then
next man up, bro. Damn. Like, hey, just continuous, bro. Like, you gotta catch these hands from every person that feel away.
Nah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't going back to the stoning. That's like stoning is inhumane or whatever. But you can definitely catch these hands from multiple people coming at you. That is like it's fair ones too. Like, it ain't like nobody about to jump you. Like, the next man up is gonna I felt the way is next man up is coming in.
Keep it a buck. That's how niggas used to get in trouble. Your mom tell everybody, nigga. So now you got to deal with your dad, your uncle, nigga, your auntie pulling up, nigga, your god brother. Like, bro, how many times I gotta have the same conversation?
Bro, just whip me, man.
So your mama told me you been fucking up. Like, fam, you telling all the business?
The cold part is that they don't get you in the same day.
No. It lasts. That shit like you didn't
I done did some amazing shit.
I done did some real good in my life. I turned my life around. And here you come. You always want to bring me
back on shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit was last week.
I turned my life around.
I'm an honor student now, sir.
And be even worse when you got that one cousin that always show up super late. So he comes when it's a family function.
Yeah.
And then he bring it up in front of everybody. So I heard, nigga. And like, then everybody going on.
Like, damn.
After he done got faded, so can't nobody calm him down.
Yeah. Nah, cause see, that's what's wrong with ain't nobody here to check these little niggas. Like, whoa. You turned up at Thanksgiving, sir. That's crazy. It's turkey on the table.
I was about to say, you still got cranberry sauce, nigga.
You can't. Hey, don't you dare have cranberry sauce on your plate and try to check me. I'm sorry.
Right.
I need to fade. I need to fade.
Fam, our hands are intertwined. We are giving thanks. What are you thankful for, sir? Like, why is this coming up now?
Let's. We need a sports corner theme. Some sports corner theme music. When we get into our sports section.
Yes.
What we got? I don't fuck with that.
That's OG. That's NBA Jam.
They're facts. Facts.
That's what the SDS. when your screen real fuzzy.
Nah, this is original. Original.
That was definitely when you only had like the joggle stick, like that shit just went back and forth.
Ever. With a shirt over.
That was definitely around the time of Bruce Leroy.
Facts.
Yeah.
What you want to, Coach K, or you want to talk this Texans situation first?
We can get Coach K out the way.
Or Petty Dame?
Petty Dame is super quick. Like Petty Dame was just like him dropping them kicks for the
For the OKC to
OKC, bro.
commemorate hitting that 50-footer in PG face.
Hey, town nigga strikes again.
Hey, shout out to Dame.
Bro, town niggas never forget, by the way.
No.
Like,
No, what
keep that energy every time you see him, bro. Like he does
let it go. Had PG not acted like pure hoe after though. I think that's more so what it was. Like, oh, you fugazi for real, and then get to the Clippers and double down on the wholeness. Oh, this is crazy. Yeah. So now you're gonna rub it in your face every chance you get.
That's right.
You know that was a bad shot. That cannot be your response, sir. Nobody in your corner told you couldn't say that. That's crazy.
Catch that eye full.
This Deshaun Watson thing, with the Texans is bothersome, because the coach did officially accept the job, and did we talk about that on air, G, or were we talking about that off air during the night of the fight with Todd and them?
Yeah, no, we talked about it. We talked about that, but then we also talked about did we talk about the black coach thing?
Yeah,
we talked about it on there.
Just the positions that black coaches get put in, get asked to dig these organizations out of a hole.
Bro, been in the league for 25 years.
And then this is what
65.
And this is what you got to start with. You're not about to have no quarterback. You trade away your best option as a receiver for essentially nothing. A hobbled David Johnson, who at his prime was dope, but it's coming off of fucking ACL surgery, for crying out loud. So justify that if you can. And now somebody that's been in the coaching system for as long as they have, for their first job to be this one that's in flux, that doesn't have the talent on the roster. Here you go, figure it out. In a division that has gotten significantly better than it was when y'all had the bum at the coaching position for all those years.
Man,
so
real bum.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just don't know what to say about that, and the conversation that needs to be had in and around, again, these industries that are predominantly facilitated on the labor of black folks, and it's like, we don't want to hear that no more because of what athletes are being paid. Fam, bet, but the residuals and what these industries are able to generate, that goes for the NBA too, because the NBA get to skate by off a lot of liberal shit that they just as disgusting. I gotta start keeping it a buck. I'm sorry. I do like Silver. Adam Silver.
Silver's amazing.
I like Silver a lot. This isn't directed at him. It's just the way these TV contracts are set up. How they handled the whole pandemic as well too has just been truly revealing. But NFL is absolutely downright ridiculous as far as the representation of black coaches, both from a coaching standpoint and from a management standpoint, and being in the offices and shit like that. There's too many black folks in and around the league as far as talent and pushing the being the faces of the league for there not to be anybody in positions of infrastructure. And I know I keep using that word, but it's something that keeps popping up over and over again as far as like trying to reimagine these spaces that we occupy. Everybody don't run a 4-3. Everybody ain't 300 and run a 4-6 and all. Like, nah. But there are thinkers who love the game. There are thinkers who love the economics of the game, that need to, that fuck, don't give me a chance. Fuck out of here. Just even the playing field for the best men to truly win, as opposed to the nepotism that exists the same way it does in corporate.
Yeah, the idea or the thought process of it is that you can have two individuals that have the exact same skill set as far as like being knowledgeable and effective at the job at hand, and you would choose the one that is white in this particular situation, which is unfortunate, you know what I mean? Because what if the flair or whatever the black person, minority, whatever, that they would bring, what if their connection with the players makes a lot more sense for your franchise? But what you're worried about, and this is what I talked about last time, was that what you're worried about is partying.
Yep.
You're worried about bringing this motherfucker to the function and being able to show him off like your trophy wife. You know what I mean? Like, that's really what it comes down to. Like, the fucking, it's ridiculous the way that the Cowboys, the owner of the Cowboys, picked McCarthy. Like, McCarthy stayed at his house for a few days, bro. Like, he had to come to the crib and stay at the crib for a few days for them to have dinner multiple. Like, that's some weirdo shit. But that's the way that it goes. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bieniemy is more than capable, more than, like, he would prosper. He could be the way that they were so big on McVay, coaching wise for the Rams.
Yeah.
Bieniemy can be better than that. You know what I mean? But time and time again, he went on 7 interviews, fam.
Yeah.
Every single team he took an interview for.
Yeah.
And there wasn't one that went his way. There was the kneecap biter offer, bruh, that got the Detroit Lions. Like, Bieniemy probably didn't want the Lions, but it's just the fact that, bro, you chose a nigga that talked about biting off kneecaps. Like, that was his option. Like, that's how he's gonna go rile up the crowd, like rile up the locker room.
Yeah.
Bro, if you give me that speech in that locker room, fam, I'm not hitting that field. This nigga got me fucked up.
Yeah. No.
So-
yeah, man. I genuinely don't know what to make of it.
But I say all that to say, my bad.
Okay.
I say all that to say that, hey, bro, it's an interesting situation that Watson is in, because the Texans was okay with being as sad as they were when they had an amazing quarterback.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard for him pulling the card and saying that he wants a trade and having 5 years on your contract plus 3 years that they can franchise you, to say that they're going to move an inch on doing anything about it, because they were okay with being terrible and he was at their quarterback. So what makes you think that they're not okay with being terrible for the next few years?
Yeah.
It's a weird situation, bro. Like, I don't know how this one can go. Like, as much as you can, the football is mirroring basketball right now, where like the players are finally coming to the forefront and doing whatever it takes to get out of messed up situations for themselves, and it's working. Like, it's better to get rid of them and try to get something for them. This is one of those oddball ones. Like, I don't know what the Texans actually are effective at doing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if their fan base cares. I don't know if anybody can force this one. So it's a weird situation. Also, bro, did you see the actual football over the weekend? I mean, like, Marcelli. Do you see what they did out there? Marcelli, where the fuck is Marcelli at? That's in the soccer. Bro, they went out there and torched the training facility. Like, they had a mob of a 150 to 200. Bro, where the fuck is that shit at, bro?
They torched the training facility.
Bro, they got the
Did they release a statement?
Huh?
Did they release a statement? what was the
Bro, the mob, like, their fans were pissed off that they sucked this year.
Oh, wow.
And like, they missed the playoffs and they just ain't shit.
That's pressure.
Bro, they tried to force their way into the training facility, can't get in. Bro, they were there with torches and was just throwing torches into the training facility to burn that motherfucker down. Before they had to postpone the game.
Yeah, I don't.
Bro.
That's like the two Escobars 30 for 30 when it was like if you lose this, you're gonna die. Like that's crazy,
Bro, they was over there in France. Bro, they was over there big wildin'. Like tell me that that soccer ain't the number one sport in the fucking world if they care like that. Like there ain't a sport in the US that if these motherfuckers suck that folks about to go in there and burn down they shit.
Mob up with tiki torches.
Hey. They do that shit at the Capitol though. So I might be wrong. Not for sports, but they'll do that shit for the US.
This shit is acting stupid.
Oh, you froze?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
I hate when it does that though.
And then the only other thing was Sassy K.
Sassy Coach K.
Sassy K. Such a sassy cat.
What? Well, I haven't. The only teams I've been able to watch is Seton Hall, Florida State, and Alabama's been fun to watch, basketball wise.
Yeah, they just got torched though.
Alabama did.
No, they didn't torch, but they just didn't bring the energy.
Yeah.
Oklahoma is actually surging. But bro, Gonzaga.
Oh, Texas,
Gonzaga
too.
looks nuts.
Yeah, Gonzaga's unfair.
Gonzaga and Baylor
Suggs
look nuts.
and Baylor too.
Yeah. But
What was Coach K's beef?
You know how you got to do like the little interviews? They're doing it on the cameras now. So
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you don't know where the mic is coming in from.
Yeah.
So like there was a student that came in, like I think this was his first interview, like big interview that he can get or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked Coach K, you know, like a valid question, like, you know, like how things are going and
How do you think it's going?
you know, like it was one of those type of questions. Like it was very valid after the it was after that loss. Like what's the next steps? Because like, you know, y'all done lost 5 games and you know y'all done had a pandemic type of situation where y'all didn't had to y'all postpone some games too, or lost some games, canceled some games. So it's not looking fair for going to the tournament at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what is next? You know, like after this loss, what is next and stuff like that. And this man cut him off and was like. So what do you do? So like what is what are you in school for? and the guy was stuck. He was like,
Why does that matter, fam?
Economics? And he's like, so just think about like if you just got done with your economics test, you know, like your final, and then right when you walked out of class, somebody stopped you and said, "What's next?" And I thought that student over there was like, bro, what the fuck does that have to do with this question, bro? Like, and he's like, yeah, that like in that type of situation, do you think that, you know, you'll be thinking about what's next, or would you be thinking about like, ah, shit, like what just happened on that test? Like, you know, just think about like what, you know, like if you just bombed the test, after the test, they're gonna be asking you like, what's next? Like, you're not be thinking stuff like that, right? So that was Sassy K. So there was a big like uproar about the way that he handled that situation.
What people can't be in an uproar for Coach K now. He been getting away with shit forever, bro.
That's the thing,
like,
though. That's the
crazy.
thing, though. Like folks keep acting.
They've had enough.
They keep acting as if like the NCAA isn't pretty much ran by Coach K, and like he's above like the whole standard of when things are going great, he's amazing to people, but when things are going bad, my nigga, you can't handle bad.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you're above that shit. Like, you just haven't had to deal with it, my nigga.
Where I give him credit for is his self-awareness and not taking that Laker job when it was offered.
Yeah,
Have you seen?
That was a good move.
Yeah, LA would have ruined him.
Oh, for sure.
Because that wasn't a winning situation. Like Coach K wasn't gonna walk in and save the day with that team either. So.
Yeah. Good move.
Yeah, man.
He know his limits,
fellas.
But it also might show like how much better of a coach Mark Few is than Coach K. You know, like
hot take.
Coach K has had the luxury of taking a small team, and because of the location and being that close to North Carolina and having that rivalry, North Carolina being able to rival with that. And have some years where things went great, national championships and stuff like that. So like you did get a lot of recruiting rights from that, and you also got held on a pedestal as far as like coaching goes.
Yeah.
But Mark Few over at Gonzaga
In Spokane,
in
Washington.
Spokane, fucking Washington, what he's built over there.
Ooh, make this a clip. L said it.
Hey,
It's people that feel that way too. So for you to say it and to have some proper context, I think is important.
I think like there hasn't been no just shining stars right walking through them doors initially. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not what was afforded.
Yeah.
It wasn't no like one and done situations going on out in Spokane.
So
you know?
Suggs
like
is the first one, you think?
First one.
First one?
First one.
There we go. Guys, I want to say how proud of us I am. Whoever makes it to this far in the show. I love saying that too because I'm interested on who listens to the whole show. But apparently a lot of people listen to the entire show, which is awesome. Retention rate, it's important. I want to say I'm proud of my guys. Episode 142 and some really cool shit coming up. Be happy to share with you guys shortly. But in the meantime, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Damn it. Hit the notifications button and follow the page, man. More to come. This has been another great week, another fun week of the Meet the Brave podcast. We'll see y'all next week.
Love.
Yes.